Hi guys, here I am today. I'm really excited because I had this little bit of a brainwave one night when I was trying to get to sleep, as we do. And I thought to myself, I wonder what it would be like if I could make a resin basket with, you know, just my ropes and pouring resin onto that. I'm going to try making a rope resin basket. That is so exciting, and I've got my just resin here that I'll be using. 2-to-1 mix. It's volume, the ratio is 2-to-1, and I've got a couple of colours there that I'm going to add as well, just to add a bit more interest. I might even put a purple with that. I'm not sure, but I'm still considering that. And I've got my glue gun here, and what I'm doing is just to get the rope started off. I've just put a little bit of glue on the back there, and then I can just sort of continue to wind it around. So this is going to be really interesting. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, and I've started it a bit late. I just hope I'm not here all night, because what I need to do is pour the resin, put my rope, wrap my rope around in it, and then leave it for 5 or 6 hours and put it on a former afterwards. So it's quite a challenging task, but I think we're up for it. Let's see what happens. Right, I'm back and I've got my colours mixed up. Blue, purple and yellow, and they're just so vibrant. So to make this resin rope basket, I'm very nervous because I have no idea what's going to happen. I've got this plastic with my silicone rope there. It's just I've put down the first bit of yellow rope to get it started. I had to glue that down because otherwise it's not going to stay there. And there's my handles, if you can see those. It's going to be fiddly. But I've mixed up 750 grams of resin, just resin's resin, 500 and 250. Look, I weigh it. I've never had any problems. I know we're supposed to go by volume, and I implore you to stick with the manufacturer's instructions. Don't follow my lead. But you know, whether it's luck or what, I've never had a problem weighing. Just find it's easier. As I said, I've started this blue one off with a little bit of glue just to keep it ready for the center. See, and then I can glue that down to the plastic, try and sort of find my center line. So that's about 60, so we want about 30, so it'll be about there. About there. It's close enough to center. And then basically following that around. Am I crazy doing this? I don't know. Yeah, I think if I tried putting the resin down first, I'd end up with a big mess. So perhaps this is the way to go. Well, I'm not going to bore you with this bit. I'm going to go off air and get this started and come back and then see how we go from there. Okay, I'm back and I'm just thinking, I started doing this and trying to glue it to the plastic, but what if the whole thing glues to the plastic and then I can't get it off? I'm going to be in all sorts of trouble, aren't I? So I'm thinking that I might instead pour the resin. I'm going to cut some of this rope off here at the moment and pour the resin, and then I'm just going to see what I can do with these ropes afterwards. I think that might be the way to go. So let's start with one of our colours, yellow. They're gorgeous colours, really quite vibrant. And I'm getting, all right, so let's just start. I'll pour a little bit over here. Then we'll go for a bit of the purple. And then a bit of the blue. I have no idea what I'm doing, I'll say that again. But if you've done anything like this before, just feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And I hope I have enough resin too. That's the other thing, that I can always mix another batch if I have to. Oh, I love the colours. See now what happens if I try and lay this rope. I mean, I might not be able to get the nice tight weave that I was looking for, but that mightn't matter anyway, because otherwise the colours are going to be hidden. Yeah, this isn't bad actually. That sticks not too bad. Might work. See, I suppose the other thing is now, because I've cut it, I can now come in with some of the yellow rope and I can just alternate, and that might make it look really pretty. Yeah, that's going to work. That's much better than gluing it. I probably shouldn't have. I should have just started it with the glue and then left it. Now the yellow. I'm going to have to keep pressing that down if it doesn't stick down, but I think because the rope's got a bit of a mind of its own, it makes it a little bit hard. It's been twirled up in a ball and it just wants to do its own thing. Stay there. Ugh. I don't know. This yellow rope doesn't want to do what it's told. I might take these gloves off and cut some of that rope and come back. Ugh, sticky, 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 sticky. Hi, I'm still working on this. It's a work in progress. I'm just babying it and gently sort of pushing all the ropes down. They're slowly sort of starting to settle. I've gone through about 4 or 5 pairs of gloves so far. I'm going to leave it for a while because I've got to go out, and when I come back, hopefully yeah, I can sort of, if it starts to sort of set a little bit, I might be able to just poke them in, and hopefully they might stay this time. But they have settled down a little bit. Is it the result that I really wanted? No, but that's how resin is. We never really get what we want half the time, so we have to sort of just improvise and hope that we create something that looks beautiful at the end anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to give this a bit of a torch, not a torch, a heat lamp, because there's a few bubbles I can see there. I've moved it around so much. If I need to, I can always make a little bit more resin later and pour it on top as well, but in a way I don't think, it seems to have spread quite nicely. It might just need me to keep, pressing it into the resin. I just hope those bits that I glued down don't cause a problem at the end. I'm back, and it's about 3 hours since I left you, and I did baby it for a little while. I kept pressing these ropes into the resin, and some of them, were a bit naughty and kept popping their heads up, but eventually, look, they've all gone down. So it's really now just a waiting game to wait for this resin to set, and what we do when we're making a sculpture or bowl like this, a free-form bowl, we allow it to set until it's not tacky to touch, but it's still moldable. So you see this bit here that's sticking up still, so I just need to keep going round every now and again and make sure that it's sticking. I think if I had to do it again, I wanted to use this rope because it's colourful and you can get it in all different colours, but the other rope that I've got, which is just a neutral rope colour, what do you call it? I'll show you. This type of thicker rope, that might even work better because I don't think it would be as twirly as this rope that's been coiled up for a long time. I could try making a smaller basket next time and just using that and see how that works. But I'm happy with the way now it's turning out. It's not how I envisaged it at all, but that's resin. As I said, that's resin for you. It does its own thing. So I'm going to just leave it now. And I might be here all night. When I come back to you, it might be late at night because I think it's still got a fair way to go before it's going to be ready for me to put on the former. Well, here we are. It's 9 o'clock. It's been drying for about 7 hours. When I touch it, it is okay. It's not sticky. My only little concern is when I put it on my former, that's my former here, that the weight of it might, if it was a bit drier, the weight of it might drop it down and break it, and that is what I'm hoping won't happen. So let's just cross our fingers and hopefully it'll work out and I can go to bed. It hasn't stuck to the mat or anything like one of my previous ones did. I'm going to place it here and try and get this centered. I'll just lift this up a little bit so you can see it better. And I'm not going to play with it too much because in the past when I've played with it, it's turned out a disaster. So I learnt my lesson from that. So far, so good. Might just let it do its own thing. And as I said, not play with it too much. And it could have multiple uses, this, so it's you know what? I reckon it's going to work. I'm so excited because it was looking like a bit of a disaster earlier on, and I've used 750 mils of resin in it, which I didn't want to waste. Most of the rope seems to have stuck pretty well. I've got my little handles there. You know what, I'm just going to leave it. And then we'll see what happens when we unveil it tomorrow. I just hope none of the glue that I put at the start has stuck on it or anything silly like that. And that I can get it off the plastic okay. But it's looking pretty even. All right, let's leave it at that, and hopefully I'll have something nice to come back with. Hi, I'm back, and the next day I've allowed 24 hours, and let's have a look and see what we've got here and whether or not it has worked. So I'm just going to place it up here. It's quite large. Probably one of the largest things I've done. I'll just pop this down so you can see it. And move my former. And yeah, let's see what we've got here. I did try and do a little sort of plait thing with the rope. It's just an experiment at the moment. I don't really like it, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those handles. It's they're a little bit flimsy looking, but I'm going to first of all take this out, the plastic, and hopefully I haven't got anything stuck too badly, because it's always hard to get the plastic out if it does stick. Oh, I can see there's a spot here. There's no, it's had no resin in there. It missed a bit. Now the plastic is there, but that's going to be interesting. Yes, it's holes. Interesting. I probably could have done with a little bit more resin. Okay, there's my rope. I'll be able to reuse that again. Plastic over there. So it's still moldable, so I can still sort of move it around a little bit because it hasn't hardened. Oh no, I've got big holes. I've got big holes. Look. holes. I think it's going to end up being a sculpture, not a basket, unless I can salvage it by putting some more resin in there. But no, you know what, I think it wasn't I didn't have enough resin. The plastic's coming off and there's some holes there. Well, you know, I'm not going to give up hope. This can still be quite a nice little sculpture or a pot plant holder. It's amazing what we can do with the pieces that we create. Yeah, interesting. That is a bit disappointing. I didn't think that was going to happen actually, because it looked like there was enough resin there. But it is interesting. See, I can cut away those bits, and I've got this nice bit of rope, you know, sort of, yeah. What do you think? Give me some comments, please. I just want to know what your thoughts are. Is it a total flop, or is it something that I can, you know, do something with? I never give up though. I'm not a person who gives up, so I will do something with it. So I think it's just going to have to be one of my, become a pot plant holder or something. It's yeah, a lot of holes. I'm surprised at that. I didn't expect that. Of course, with the plastic there, I couldn't see them before. So it was definitely too thin. I should have had more resin. Probably needed about, for this project, about 1,000 grams or a kilo, and that might have helped. But I am going to get my little snippers, and I'm going to go around. The first thing I'm going to do is cut these off. I hope you don't think I'm doing the wrong thing, but I feel like, yeah, they've got to go. So that's the first thing. And then I'm going to go around, tidy up all the edges, cut all the bits where there's a hole. I'm going to sand them down and smooth them out. And yeah, well, it's different, isn't it? And it is my first one. I will try making another one. And if I do, I will post it, and you can see what that one turns out like, because now I've learned a few things. So I hope you can get some inspiration from that, and you might be able to do something, you know, something like that might work a little bit better than this one did. Okay, I'm back. And this little Holey Moley hole in a basket, more than one I found as I went along. So I've had to try and rescue it and make the best I could out of it. And so I've done a few things. I embellished it a little bit with some little buttons. I also added more rope around some of the holes, not all of them, but around some of them, just to make them look a little bit more finished. That was after I sanded every one of them, of course. So there are some little ones still, but they just add a little bit of interest. I had to glue, I tried to UV the rope on, but that wasn't working, so I didn't have enough hands, so I had to end up gluing it. And that's worked out fine. Is it perfect? No. But you know, I'm hoping that you get inspired by it and come up with something beautiful of your own. I mean, I went probably a little bit too big to start off with, 60 centimetre diameter, which is quite big, but it will make a lovely, I think, a pot plant holder.